Wole Soyinka was wrong when he said Kanu and Igbogho are not part of Nigeria's problems. During an interview session with BBC Pidgin, the Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka talked extensively on the emerging issues of secessionist rallies and agitations. He explained extensively the circumstances of today's secessionist movement and its implications if the government does not properly manage the emerging situations. He exonerated leaders of two notable secessionist governments. Exonerated. Listen, it's not like I said they were guilty of anything before, so such wording doesn't make sense. In the country, Nnamdi Kanu and Igbogho, from the cases of security threats in the country. Recently, the leader of IPOB has been arrested and perpetrated with collaborative efforts of Nigerian security agencies and their international counterparts. He was recently arraigned before the Abuja High Court and would appear before the same court on the 26th of July 2021. Meanwhile, Igbogho has been declared wanted by the operatives of the DSS after some incriminating items were found in his residence following the impromptu invasion of the residence by operatives of DSS. The recent crisis that have befallen the fast-rising political activists is a necessary topic for discussion. Reacting to this, Wole Soyinka identified Nnamdi Kanu and Igbogho as secessionist agitators who are not in any way a problem to the nation. He, however, identified Boko Haram and bandits who have been terrorizing the northern part of the country with their incessant attacks as the actual problem of the nation. Listening to Wole Soyinka exonerate Nnamdi Kanu and Igbogho from the problems of Nigeria is laughable, in as much as they have not openly challenged the government of Nigeria. Their actions have. Over the past few months, Nigeria must have probably lost count of security personnel who have been maimed by members of IPOBs operating under the guise of unknown gunmen. This particular IPOB has recently turned the southern part of the nation to a death trap for security personnel and opposing individuals. But Boko Haram did not do the same thing to military personnel in the north. Okay. In a recent interview, one of the commanders of IPOB, identified as Onye Army, has revealed the nefarious things the group have done under the direction of Nnamdi Kanu, and revealed how he used 10 girls to prepare charms and how they attacked police stations and freed inmates. On the other hand, Sunday Igbogho has gradually become an obstruction to socio-economic activities with his irregular rallies and agitations. With his recent secessionist movement, the peaceful relationship between Yoruba traders and herdsmen deteriorated from something not far from hatred. It is therefore very surprising and baffling that Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igbogho could still be exempted from Nigeria's problems despite their recent activities. From the foregoing, it is very sufficient to say that Wole Soyinka was wrong by excluding Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igbogho from Nigeria's problems. This whole article is not really, it's subpar, to be honest. Like, obviously, I do not share this opinion, and in the title of the article, it did say opinion, and then, the title. So it remains an opinion. That's what it is, because this person has not really gone in full detail to use facts to prove his opinion, which means, for me, he has not well convinced me why Wole Soyinka should have exempted or should not have exempted Sunday Igbogho and Nnamdi Kanu as part of Nigeria's problems. The fact is that they arose as a result of Nigeria's problems. They are as a result of Nigeria's problems, which even existed before they were born. So they were born into these problems, and yes, you can say that Nnamdi Kanu started. Let's not pretend like only this period in Nigeria's history has been the best. It's just been the worst. Even from before, it was justified for Nnamdi Kanu to still, push for agitations for succession, because the country was absolutely bad, and now the country has gone worse. So for some reason, I think people are not no one is really remembering the fact that even before Buhari, things were absolutely still not the best. And that in itself, the situation before was even justified for us to even start agitations in the first place, let alone this worse situation. So, this story wasn't well convincing. It was very much 2-3 sentences to prove why. I hope I'm able to convince you and not to convince you. Well, really, convince you and not to confuse you, And the writer did not even go in depth because again, you're trying to prove your opinion. You know what I mean? So you have to put in effort. And it's really short for Nnamdi Kanu's side. He's talking about, how they use charms and all that. And for Igbogho's side, saying is consistent agitations and rallies. And like, it's like, what? They're not part of Nigeria's problems. They are the result of Nigeria's problems. Yes, on the other hand, to argue, you can say that their movement has caused tension for the government, not for the people. The people support them. Even if they don't publicly do it, the people genuinely want a change. And not gonna lie, I think Nigerians may just be open to any sort of direction the change might go in. They may not support in terms of the manner or the ways in which these two people go about it, but the cause, the reason, and the end goal is what Nigerians may support. So that's just really it. So yeah, you can say that it did create tension. Their uprising, their confidence, the fact that they have a huge following that absolutely respect them. I mean, come on, Nnamdi Kanu was giving orders outside of Nigeria, and Nigerians or Southeast, it was like in Nigeria were obeying. So that's it. That is literally it. So it's not that deep, to be honest. Someone says Wole Soyinka is a dead man working. What? He has no brain. He's a father to the terrorists. I mean, okay, what? It's a bit random. You're just coming for the man for no reason. Wole Soyinka is absolutely correct to exonerate freedom fighters. But then the word exonerate, I just do not like it in this context, because it's like, what? They were right. They were never wrong. I guess in this case, with the Nigerian government who saw them as, a threat and all that, I guess the exoneration had to happen. But still, it does not make sense. Somebody here says the problem of Nigeria is Buhari, the president. No, it's not. The problem of Nigeria is compounding, and it lies a lot of issues when it comes to economically, socially, politically, all the lees. And that is just really it. That is it. Yes, he was right. The problem of Nigeria is from those ruling Nigeria, and Buhari is not the only problem. Buhari is part of it. Buhari has made it worse. Buhari intensified Nigeria's problems, but Nigeria's problems started with the leaders before Buhari, and Buhari came to come and finish work, basically. Somebody here says, stupid opinion. But it's opinion, you can't really, that's what the person thinks, you can't really do anything for it. But yeah, put what I think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like us as well.